The following review is intended for entertainment purposes and targeted for adult fans of the series.
Hello there, heroes. I'm the Orange Ranger, and as you can see, I've got another Power Rangers toy review for you. This is the Boomtower mainline Dino Fury action figure.
Please make sure you're subscribed to the channel.
Yeah, and make sure you got your notifications set up by hitting that little bell icon.
Right you. What he said was, you can consider checking us out on Patreon or Ko-fi at Orange Ranger Videos.
Now, I actually didn't think I was going to get this figure. I thought I was just going to focus on the Rangers, but then I kind of glanced over at the Beast Morphers figures that I had on display, and I had Evox, and I think I got Vargoyle, Cyberblaze and Cyber Roxy as well, but I consider them Rangers whether you think they are or they aren't, so of course I was going to get them. But I had Evox, and I believe I had Vargoyle, if not at least I had Evox, so I decided, yeah, let's toss some of the villains in here. You know, there's probably going to be one villain in each of the waves. I don't know if that's necessarily true for the second one, but I figured I would go ahead and grab this and review it for you all, if nothing else. Looking at the box, one thing I can point out, just because I usually remember doing it and then I don't in this case, because of the shape of his body, the box hang is not cut to his body. It's just a straight slice there. That's whatever there. You see the figure in here. There's a big sword back there we're going to take a look at. And yes, Boomtower does come with a Dino Fury key. I'm not entirely sure why, other than providing the same sort of finger quote value. You have a key pack in with the Rangers, so you have keys for everybody else. But I mean, Boomtower doesn't use Dino Fury keys whatsoever. Like, we can speculate that Void Knight is a Dino Fury Ranger, but Boomtower definitely isn't. Boomtower's a robot. But anyway, there's a key. Turn this to the back. Okay, so the pose. I already know I'm not going to be able to match it. Not without a figure stand anyway, because his back foot is off the ground. But nonetheless, there. Other than that, it's pretty easy enough to match, I think. It does unlock sounds in the Morpher for some reason. Alright, let's take a look. Alright, so here's the Boomtower figure, and I have to say, I am pleasantly surprised by this. You might notice there are stickers up on the shoulders, but I don't consider that a terribly big deal. Besides, they're holographic, they're nice and shiny. That's good, but you see up here the painted detail on these bricks, on these stacks on his shoulders, whatever they go, whatever you call them. But nice gold paint on the points on the side there. Just a lot of different painted sections. Very nice texture look on the paint on the pants. You see right there. Shiny silver in the middle here. You come around to the back, and the back has my one problem because it's a little more hidden here by everything else, but it is an issue too. But here on the back, the color of the plastic is just very flat. Toss some sparkles in there, or, you know, something to just make it not quite seem so unpainted. But other than that, it's pretty nice. The hand is a full swivel joint. Obviously, with these big stacks on the shoulders, he doesn't have any horizontal shoulder movement, but the hand will move out that way a little bit. The legs are similar, no horizontal movement, but that foot is on a swivel. So that is pretty nice. Yeah, so not as much articulation, although you could expect that from a larger figure. Surprisingly well painted. It could be better painted, but this is pretty good. And I think that about sums that up. I will say, and you know, it's a very minor thing for me, it's not a big deal, but some people would mention this to get nice and close. You can see a little paint defect there on the pants, right where my thumbnail is. That little yellow spot right there. again, not a huge deal. If it really bugs me, I can grab a Sharpie and just and take care of that. Speaking of things that could use a little extra paint, Boomtower's sword. Nicely sculpted, you know, the shape and the size of the thing. That's almost, like, compare that to Boomtower there. You know, that's like 3/4 of his height. Again, just a little more paint on that. And here is the enigma that is Boomtower's Dino Fury key. Interesting. Hard to show with the shininess, like I said. On the back there, I really like that Boomtower head. And supposedly this would allow you to put a Boomtower head on the Megazord. Let's pop it in the Morpher and see what happens. Boomtower key, activate. Really? Really? Link to Evil Morphin Grid. Oh, that turning off was well timed. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Okay, I didn't... So, link to Morphin Grid. And yes, as you heard... Sword on in a shiny glass tube. Boomtower's key is the fart key. I don't really want to acknowledge that anymore, so no, that's it. So unfortunately, the Poseability to the back of the box is gonna have to get an F for a couple of reasons. You might remember me mentioning this foot that's bent back here and is off the ground a little bit, and I was mentioning that in a way that I was going to kind of hand wave that. I can understand that. It's a dynamic pose. It's not really a big deal. My issue actually comes with this arm over here, which you can see is clearly separated away from the spike on the side, which isn't painted on the back of the box, interestingly. It is on the figure. Huh. It doesn't have the articulation to do that. That is bent out at an angle in a way that it won't really... Well, will it? No, yeah, see? It won't really bend that direction. So... And you can see where the fingers are positioned, because I was thinking, well, if I turned it to the side, I could pivot it out a little bit more. But no, that fist is pointed forward. So, yeah, that's interesting. I will say that thing, this is pointed forward a little bit. So maybe if it's, is it kind of like that? Maybe? Which is going to throw it off balance. So I'll hold it here. Not really. Okay, so yeah, that's 2 strikes against it, and for me, that's enough to give it an F. D plus at best, but I really think it's an F. Again, this is very little of the final score of the figure, but I've just started judging, like, if you're showing us what it looks like on the back of the box, then I should be able to pose the figure that way. So, meh. By the by, the head has absolutely no articulation. It doesn't turn or move or nod or anything. That is going to do it for my review of the Boomtower Dino Fury mainline action figure. I do like this figure for the paint on it, you know, mainly. This is more of a display piece, which is funny because this line is really intended to be the one that kids play with. If we do end up getting Dino Fury in the Lightning Collection, I do think we'll see Boomtower at some point just because he's such a visually impressive villain. So we may see better than this, but they did a good job of making this very display-worthy. with the spires and just the castle theme and everything. Some people might wish they painted those stickers on his shoulders. I would prefer that the back of the figure have a more realistic texture. So pick and choose your little thing there, but I do think this is worth having and being a part of your Dino Fury collection. So I would recommend that you go out and grab it, and it gets the Orange Ranger thumbs up. That's going to do it for another Power Rangers toy review. Thank you, Hero, so much as always for watching. Now that the video's done, you can let me know what you thought of this figure as well as my review of it down in the comments below. Do you like this figure? Do you think you're going to grab it? Let me know down in those comments below. While you're down there, make sure you smack the thumbs up button to let me know that you enjoyed this video. If you'd like to lend any financial support to my channel, please consider checking me out on Patreon or Ko-fi at Orange Ranger Videos. And you can also check out my Teespring store also at Orange Ranger Videos. Until next time, heroes, may the power protect you.